Okay, everybody ready?
Yep.
Yep.
We are streaming.
The following program is a U-Record Studios production.
Marked Out Wrestling Podcast presents Roadie Rob,
So nice at home now with the daughter.
Shut up while I'm talking on my show.
Steve Awesome,
The only thing he will interfere with is your face.
Maybe Medine,
He's shooting deer. He's suplexing trees.
Golda.
Where's fucking Stephanie McMahon when you need her, man? Be a star, damn it.
It's now time for Monday Night Rawesome.
Oh, what's popping, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls? What's going down in your world? In my world, maybe just a little bit of crow. And I'm going to get to that in just a second. Let me introduce my panel to you tonight because we have a very interesting panel tonight. We have our normal Rawesome crew of maybe Medine. Say hi, Medine.
I'm an all-star.
You are an all-star. We got Steve Awesome on the board as well.
I guess I'm not Mr. Perfect anymore after last night.
No, you are not. Sorry. You're perfect in my eyes.
Pretty damn good, though.
Yeah, you are good. We got the gold standard. Gold is with us.
Apparently, I'm getting my game on and going to play. So let's go.
Oh, I don't know what that means.
You know, hey, now you're an all-star. Get your game on.
Oh, okay, cool. And joining us via the Skype is, and let me pull it up here so I'm right. His name is now how should I refer to you as Rhyme Time? Is that fair?
Yeah, you can call me Rhyme Time. You can call me Scott. Yeah, from the Learning the Ropes podcast.
All right. So what's the name of the podcast again?
Learning the Ropes.
Learning the Ropes podcast. So Scott's Learning the Ropes podcast, and we're actually going to do a Who Are You segment with him later on in the show. But he's going to be joining us for the entirety of the show. So Scott, welcome to Marked Out Podcast.
I'm really excited. Thanks for having me.
Oh no, thanks for being on. And we have your picture up there for everyone to see. And I really I'm loving the outfit you got in that picture. It's the one where you got the Bob Ross hair going on and the '80s jumpsuit.
Oh, a classic.
It is it's damn. It looks damn good.
I think I used to look like that back in the day.
Definitely.
Yeah, I can totally see that. Add a little ginger to it, obviously. Hey, so before we get into the dirt sheets and Monday Night Raw and everything, I said eat crow, and I don't know if I necessarily mean eat crow as much as reconsider. So
Want to eat a Pringle?
I don't want a Pringle. Thank you.
Okay.
So here's the deal.
It's better than crow.
Here's the deal here. So last night we had Great Balls of Fire pay-per-view. We had our reaction show, and for the most part, we all kind of shit on it. And so today we wake up and we look at all the reviews from all the other podcasters and from the insiders and the experts, if you want to call them that. And they were all saying best pay-per-view out of the big four of the year and all kinds of acclaims and whatnot for it. So I said, you know what? I'll take a little time today and I'll watch back over and I'll take another look. You know, I'm okay with being wrong about things. And here's what I came with, guys, from Great Balls of Fire, that I think the main event, the finish of the main event, really just threw a wrench in the whole thing for me. After watching back, I do think, and I stand by a lot of my criticisms. I think a lot of the endings were kind of shoddy. But after looking back at it, it wasn't as bad as I think I thought it was.
Yeah, that's fair. I think the ending, we were expecting so much.
Yeah.
And that's the last thing we saw, and it just kind of ruined our perception of everything else.
Yeah, Madine's writing down a note there from you're taking a time code from when I finally admitted I was wrong about something.
No, it was a line that you need to use.
Okay.
Yeah, Noah, we know you enjoy Great Balls of Fire. Shut up. Speaking of Noah, on the board, we got CT. Haven't seen you in a while. Sierra Ann, welcome to the board. Luke Birch, Juan, Teddy Hart is there. Hot Dog Pants. And if I missed your name, that's because I don't see it. Our Christopher Stikelether is there as well. Daniel Price.
Teddy Hart.
Teddy Hart, welcome to the show. So Perfect 11. Thank you guys for hanging out with us tonight. We're gonna try to have some fun tonight. Here's what we got. We're gonna do our big 5 topics after our dirt sheets, and then a quick speed round. We'll do our Who Are You segment with our friend Scott here, and then we'll do RAWESOME awards, and that's about it. Are you doing old ball, Stevie? No.
No.
No. Okay. I meant to get trivia for you guys again, but life got in the way again. Thank Kiera for that.
Well, that's why we have our new guest today. It's taking the place of trivia.
That's exactly right. So, and Scott, man, just feel free to jump in whenever you feel like you got a point. You don't have to raise your hand to go to the bathroom. All right.
I've been raising it for like 6 minutes already. And
what was your take on Great Balls of Fire?
I think I leaned towards a lot of the reviews you were reading. I had a great time watching it. I thought that the main event reminded me of Lesnar's first UFC fight, where it was really even, and then he just made one mistake, and Frank Mir capitalized on it and made Brock tap out. And that kind of reminded me of that. I liked that they were pretty evenly matched. I know it's not the end of their feud by any means, and Joe just made a mistake. And I loved tonight on Raw when he's like, "You didn't beat me, you escaped me." I thought that was a great touch.
Right.
A lot that happened during that segment on Raw today sort of just sealed how much I liked Great Balls of Fire.
Okay. I don't know why, Scott, for some reason your audio is not coming through our recorder. I think the people, if you guys on the board can hear Scott, let us know, just because we're having some audio recording issues with Scott, but we'll make it work.
Oh, yeah.
Okay. Noah says Luke Birch sucks at trivia. Noah, everybody knows that you suck at trivia. But before we do anything, let's do some housekeeping.
Housekeeping.
Come back later, please.
Here are your marked out wrestling housekeeping notes and weekly schedule. Monday nights at 11:30 p.m. Join us for Monday Night RAWESOME. Tuesday nights at 10:15 p.m. SmackDown. The weekly Takedown. Thursdays at 5 p.m. where Brian Golda and Rhodey will react and review to the NXT broadcast on the WWE Network. Showtimes are for live YouTube broadcasts. All podcast versions will be available the next day on various podcast providers. Upcoming WWE pay-per-view specials and marked out shorts like Rhodey's Rant, Smarts vs. Marks, the Power Slam Dance Show, and Indy McIndyface will be announced as they are scheduled. Feel free to join us on our exclusive Bubba Radio Army Network show, The Weekly Squash. Visit BubbaRadioArmy.com for listings. Keep the conversation going on Twitter using the handle @SmartMarkShow. You can call our fan line 704-444-0084 or send us an email, markedoutpodcast@gmail.com. Visit markedoutwrestling.com for all other social media networks. Get connected. Get connected. Get connected. Get connected. Get connected.
Go away.
Oh my God!
I said no.
Okay, I clean.
No, get out of here.
I stick finger in your mouth. Housekeeping.
Okay.
Okay.
All right, so from the world of dirt sheets and rumors and scuttlebutts is, well, the dirt sheets.
It is.
Stone Age Steve Austin, take us there.
All right, well, let's get this one out of the way right off the bat. Because is JD with us?
JD is not with us.
Well, he would like this. Because Paige explains the domestic incident with Alberto El Patron at Orlando Airport yesterday. So, I know, Golda, you mentioned you had some news about this, too, to share with us.
Well, earlier today, I'd say about 4 hours ago, the audio was leaked of their confrontation, and we ripped it to the marked out podcast computers.
Nice.
And
all right, here we go. So 44 seconds of a clip. If you can understand it, Alberto Del Rio and Paige.
You are pressing charges against me. The press charges, don't press charges. It gets me the fuck away from you. It gets me the fuck away from you. Let's go. I'll follow you. No. You're not gonna let her go. Call the police. She assaulted me. She needs to be arrested.
All right, so I'm thinking Mommy and Daddy might have been right here about this relationship. I mean, you couldn't gather much from that except for get me the fuck away from you. Is that what she was saying?
Yeah.
Yeah,
because
seems like pretty much a standard weekend night for me when I go out.
Yeah, Del Rio or El Patron, whatever you want to call him, he was saying, you press charges on me.
Okay.
I press charges on you, you're pressing charges on yourself.
So do we know what led up to this? Do we know what the outcome afterwards is? Is there any official word here?
Supposedly there was a fan that was taking pictures, and Alberto didn't like it and was confronting them, and then that led to him and Paige
He
going at
allegedly
it.
roughed up the female companion he was with, according to TMZ. They reported it.
Wow. And I said it before, just a classy couple of people there, Scott. What do you think? Scott, are you there?
Yeah. How's that?
Yeah. Can you hear me?
Coming through?
Yeah. Yeah, you're good. We were just saying, go ahead.
I feel bad for Paige going through all this. Like, a lot of this is stemming from pictures that she didn't want out, being out against her will.
You think so?
But now that's what, how she keeps showing up in the news. But I also feel that Alberto's making things a lot worse for her. You see that she's keeping her mouth quiet about a lot of incidents, and then he's going out of his way to make things public. And I just wish they'd both sort of take a chill pill and, make some decisions behind the scenes.
Yeah.
A lot of stuff is just public and out up in front. And you just don't want to be on the dirt sheets right after you've been on the dirt sheets for something else.
Yeah.
They make our job easy.
I hate to really kind of disagree with you, starting out the show, but hey, fuck it. Let's make some radio. My disagreement with you here is this, is number one, I don't think this stems from the pictures that she had released or the videos that she had released. This isn't an ongoing conflict with those two.
She's been like this before she even met Patron.
Right.
Exactly.
Number one, she's a grown woman. She knew what she was doing with those videos, and we didn't really cover those because, it is what it is. But she's a grown woman. It happened, whatever. She got involved, Patron. And if you know anything about Paige from either Total Divas or from her history or from watching her, she's unpredictable. She's a little bit out of control, you could say, from somebody from older perspective. And Patron
I've seen that guy partying on Bourbon Street.
Yeah, he
gets down.
He's a heavy partier, and I've said before, I think he's kind of an asshole. And I do.
He was cool with me the next morning.
I mean, that's fine. I'm just saying, from what I've seen him in the ring, I don't feel sorry for Paige in this situation because I think she put herself into it, and that's not shaming or shaming the victim or whatever. I'm just saying that if something's happening to her, obviously yes, get her out of that situation.
And her parent, like you said, her parents warned her about the situation, but now where are they?
Well, and that's
have they just cast her away and been like, well, hey, like you said, you're an adult, you make your own decisions,
right? I just
well, they do live in England.
Let's also not forget that movie still hasn't come out yet,
right?
And any publicity is good publicity,
right.
And maybe this is all.
I'm just saying.
Work.
I'm just saying if there's physicalities going on, that's a problem. But just in the situation itself,
you try to put her in an arm
which
bar.
is kind of a trailer
Andy
park
Kaufman level work, if that was the case.
Yeah, it's just kind of trailer park trash kind of shit with these two.
Yeah.
I don't feel sorry for Paige. I think that she brings it on herself.
And
I really do.
The thing is with the pressing charges, if they did it in front of airport security, she doesn't have to press charges on him. They can press the charges for her because
airport.
they witnessed it.
TSA thing.
All right, so enough about this shit. Let's go and move on. What's the next thing you got?
A political committee is supporting The Rock as president of the United States. Actually registered with the Federal Election Committee.
Don't you dare side, jabroni.
It's going to be called Run The Rock 2020.
God,
that's the candidacy.
Come on, please, no.
It's happened.
Don't do this shit. Look. Yeah. I know Juan's gonna get upset here because I'm gonna talk about his boyfriend for a minute.
Don't talk about me either.
But goddamn Trump, he did this. He did this. He came in here and now all of a sudden it's fucking.
Actually, it was Ronald Reagan.
I can be president.
It's Hector Macho fucking Camacho from Idiocracy.
I might vote for him actually. No, I'm kidding.
We're gonna start seeing buildings tied together with fucking rope. I mean, what the fuck is going on in this country? I love The Rock. I do. Do I want him to be my president? No. I fucking do not.
The Mock says he's the people's president. Shut your mouth, jabroni.
Got a better promo.
The president's talking.
Oh yeah, his State of the Union be fucking awesome. I'm gonna drop the rock bottom on you, Mitch McConnell. I don't know. All right. Okay, boss. What else?
The WWE has already announced the U.S. title match from Battleground, even though that's a SmackDown thing.
Fuck them. Go ahead.
But they're gonna pull it from the pay-per-view. Because they already kind of did the AJ thing at Madison Square Garden.
So they're not going to have the match on SmackDown.
It's going to be on. They're not going to have the title match at Battleground.
What?
That's dumb.
They're going to save it for Survivor or for SummerSlam.
Yeah.
Yeah. Noah. Good point, Noah. Rock needs to run for governor for Florida or California before he tries for president.
Right.
Yeah. Get his shit right.
That'd be okay.
Run for governor first.
Right.
The reason WWE stopped using pyros during entrances, haven't noticed that there, especially last night. It's like, hey, where's the pyro? It's just a cost-cutting measure, and they just don't feel it's necessary anymore.
Yeah,
what?
You can put titles in the name of the event, so it's pretty much just the same. If we tell you there's Great Balls of Fire, you don't actually need Great Balls of Fire at the show.
Come on. Yeah. That's what the moving graphics are for you, I guess.
Hey, Juan, I'm going to fucking time you out. You keep putting Trump's name on my fucking board. All right, the lesser of two evils. Are you paying attention,
But
Luke Birch? What the fuck?
Isn't he Mexican?
I'm not doing fucking political shit. Stop with the political shit.
Okay, yeah, no.
Shut your mouth, Christian Torres.
Wrong. All right, go ahead, Steve. What else?
According to the Wrestling Observer, there's been talking about WWE of doing a women's Royal Rumble match in January, and New Japan is looking at running a big show in New Orleans during WrestleMania time next year.
Ooh.
Could you imagine? And going there for your birthday with the New Japan thing also.
New Japan, WrestleMania.
But would it coincide with it? I don't know.
I would have to go to WrestleMania, obviously, right?
They would probably have it on like Thursday.
Go to
or
both
something.
because WrestleMania will be like 7 hours long again, and so we could just like watch the first half of MJPW.
I'm so glad I had an edible for the first half of that show. The lights are wonderful.
Right.
Okay. So yeah.
And Pete Dunne.
Wait. I don't want to gloss over the women's Royal Rumble. We've talked about this before. I think this is a horrible idea.
I don't think I like it either.
What do you got, Scott?
To me, it reminds me of like the gimmick battle royal that they did at WrestleMania. I don't know, 10 years ago. For me,
Scott, I'm getting a lot of interference from your mic, bud.
What's that?
I'm getting a lot of interference from your microphone. Okay, you wanna, try to reset something. Get a lot of static and a lot of little feedback noises there. Yeah.
Don't tell me it's a Zim again.
Any better?
Yeah, that's
better.
That's better. Go ahead.
Cool. It reminds me a lot of the gimmick battle royal. Like, I'd be into it just for the surprise returns, but you'd need 15 of them. So now it's like Ivory, Jacqueline, all these wrestlers coming back. That's the only way I think you're filling out a Royal Rumble
Mickey
of all
James,
female contestants.
Yeah, no, I agree. The one reason I would actually enjoy it would be if they brought some of the old heads back, right? I don't think they will.
Trish Stratus.
Maybe some of the Glow wrestlers. That'd be fun. But to me, do one down the road, call it something different, but they just stop with the first for a little bit. Give it a break.
A pay-per-view kind of thing. Is that?
I mean, no, it could be a pay-per-view. Just do it later. Just give it a break.
Right.
I'm not saying stop the women's revolution. I'm just saying give it a break.
You
Spread
could
it out.
20.
Shock factor.
Listen, you could do 20.
Yeah.
5 from Raw, 5 from SmackDown, 5 from NXT, and 5 Legends.
No. Tim Smith on the board. Hey, Tim. Yeah. Okay.
It's ow.
What else you got?
That was a good idea.
Pete Dunne's next UK title defense has been announced. WWE and ICW. They announced today that he's going to be defending his title in a Shug's Hoose Party 4.
A what?
It's in Scotland, so
Is that like their version of House Party 4, like with Kid and Play?
Or is it Shug's?
Suge's House Party.
That's
the one. That's the one that
it's like Danny Boy and John.
And with PT, Gunn, Wolfgang, and Trent Seven all in a fatal 4-way.
Ooh, Wolfgang. I like Wolfgang.
Remember, that's the show that they lent Noam Dar to them for.
Scotland.
That's what I was trying to say, but yeah.
And then also a string of former WWE superstars may be present at this week's GFW Impact tapings because they're kind of new rebranding thing. And the speculation is the two people that come to the top of the list are Alex
Kevin Nash.
Riley and Feed Me More Ryback.
Okay. Yeah. That it?
That's it.
Okay. Well, then thank you for that.
Extra big ass topics.
All right, here we go, guys. Extra big ass topics for Monday Night Raw tonight. Our big five, the big five things that we thought we wanted to talk about. If we don't talk about something you want to talk about, we'll get to it later in the show. Here we go. Number one is going to be
we won't.
You don't deserve shit. Number two, perhaps a little broken, or perhaps a little broken. Number three, a big giant problem. Number four, resting bliss face. And number five, the Mizzies still don't care. So here we go. Let's start it up. Topic number one is going to be you don't deserve shit. And this is going to be all about Brock Lesnar and Roman Reigns and Samoa Joe. Did I say Roman Reigns?
And Paul Heyman.
And Paul Heyman.
And Kurt Angle.
Did I say Roman Reigns?
Unfortunately.
Oh, my God.
He's always there.
Dude, when they were like, when he was like, we're going to figure out your opponent for SummerSlam, I'm like, okay, what's going to happen? And then Steve, what happened?
Damn it.
Way to be into it. Yeah, way to get into it, Steve. Steve's the best at it, but am I doing it now?
I was thinking about something else right when you asked me that. Oh, crap.
All right,
Put me on the spot, man.
So we're looking at Roman Reigns and Samoa Joe, number one contender match, to face Brock at SummerSlam. Worst case scenario and most likely case scenario is what?
Let's rewind.
Okay.
Because Roman comes in the ring.
Don't start the goddamn Medine recap.
Let's just talk about it, though.
Okay, talk about it.
Do you like it?
Without recapping it.
With Angle saying, hey, you don't deserve to be here. And then pretty much all three of them saying, like, what are you doing here? Like, you lost last night. You got your ass kicked.
No, I love that.
Right?
Yes.
Sure.
And it justifies to us and the rest of the fans, what the fuck is this guy really doing in the ring with these guys? Like, still.
Yeah.
Why are you still trying? I mean,
I don't get it. Look,
this is never going to stop. Really?
It's never going to stop.
It's never going to stop?
Vince is never going to let this one go. He's going to put Roman in every major situation. I don't remember who it was. Maybe it was Adam in here earlier. Somebody said, I imagine Brock is in the back going, I'm not laying down for him. I'm not laying down for Roman.
Yeah.
I'm not the fucking one.
You did it to Taker. You're not doing it to me.
Right, yeah. He's not going to lay down for him because he doesn't have to.
I mean, he lost last night. Whether he did his homicide shit at the end, whatever.
By the way, we didn't talk about it. There was a petition started for attempted homicide for Roman Reigns. You know, the crazy marks out there.
You know something about that, Rob.
Right?
Let's see, where's my sound effect?
Over here by the studio.
Somebody tried to run over Rob.
There you go.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Come
on, guys.
But then Joe coming in, he's like, what Scott said earlier, we're talking about he escaped.
Yeah.
And saying, hey, you better listen to your advocate because he knows I got your number.
You know,
great.
Here's something that that I'm wondering. And you have these guys. You have Brock and Joe and Roman. And Roman is the face that Vince McMahon wants. He wants him to be a baby face. There's no doubt about that. If anybody doubts that, then you're completely delusional. I don't care how many horrible things he does. Vince wants him to be the babyface.
Yeah, everybody in my my Facebook Messenger wrestling group is saying, "Oh, it's a double turn." No, Vince does not want him going heel officially.
But my point here is that you're in the ring with Samoa Joe, clear heel, and Brock, pretty much a heel always. So is this his 14th attempt to try to make Roman into the face in a rivalry?
I mean, he's the odd man out when it comes to heel, not as far as the booze, but character-wise. You know, you would prefer to see Joe or Lesnar and root for them because of their move sets, what they bring to the table.
Because they have something more than him, like talent?
Lesnar, we hate Lesnar that he's fucking lazy, but last night, he did a little bit.
A little bit. And that's fine. I'm not shitting on Lesnar from last night. The ending of the match sucked. The match itself I was fine with.
Right.
Lesnar is who he is.
Right now at this point. Right.
But Roman doesn't deserve to be in the ring with those people.
Not right now.
The bottom line is, who does not think Strowman doesn't show up next week and fuck over Roman?
It has to happen.
Please.
Has to?
Of course.
We beg you.
So SummerSlam's going to be
four-way?
part 2?
It has to be a four-way.
Fatal 4-way.
Yeah, it has to be a four-way.
Has to?
Doesn't have to be, but it would be more interesting. It'd be the most interesting.
So this is the way to take the belt off the Brock, put it on the Roman without beating Brock.
No harm, no foul kind of thing. Yeah.
Roman pins who? Braun?
Joe. I say Joe.
Joe.
I say Joe.
No, Joe's not going to take the loss.
Braun.
Neither's Braun.
Might
Neither.
be the guy to take Braun.
He's already beaten Braun
It'll be
once.
All right, let's see. Actually, Lesnar, Daniel Price, Lesnar is the one that brought up the idea for the first Goldberg squash. No, yeah, we knew that. We knew that, and it is what it is. I don't know. I don't know what he's going there for. I don't know where he's going with that. So, hey, Scott, you got anything on this, bud?
It's sad when you're like, oh, I want a fatal 4-way, and you're like, I love 3 of the guys so much, and then hate the 4th one so hard. I would swap Reigns out with almost anybody.
Right.
Love Lesnar, love Joe, love Strowman, and then you just have this like guy, even during the promo today, sort of weasel his way in there, and it was just like watching like a great acting scene, and then have some extra keep talking. You're like, stop talking. This is not about you. We don't want you here. You have Heyman talking. Let Heyman talk. That was hard.
I loved how Brock grabbed that mic though. He's like, I don't need you to speak for me.
Oh yeah.
You know, I'll tell you. You don't like you said.
It felt like Brock went off script in that
yeah.
segment.
So
Like hard.
Yeah.
Hard.
I liked
real.
it though. I liked
yeah,
it.
really
did.
pissed.
Like, he was like, no joke, but neither was Joe.
Yeah, but I mean,
Yeah,
he
it
went
was
off.
genuine on both sides, I think.
He went off. I think he went off script on Paul too. I mean, and again, this could be all within kayfabe,
If
right?
it's a work, it was a
great.
good one.
It's a great
it was a good
work
one. It was a
because
good one.
Paul's
Got us.
Paul's face was like, "Ooh, we're in trouble.
Right.
We shouldn't have said all that shit."
I'm glad Kurt Angle's in the ring at least.
Yeah, he's
A little
fucking up.
buffer zone, but
Yeah. Let's see, Dana Price here is saying that Strowman has been set in stone to be in that match since before Mania.
Gotta be the 4-way then.
To be in that match, I think he's saying just a straight up one-on-one with Brock.
No, it's the most interesting
Well-
scenario.
Well, what if he ruins that match? So then they have a triple threat like 2 weeks later for the number one contendership. Braun wins that,
or
and,
maybe-
and that puts Roman and Samoa Joe.
I mean,
at
there are
SummerSlam.
it's 5 weeks away.
What
So,
a-
I mean, they have time to do that.
Well, yeah. Or what if next week they just go ahead and do a triple threat because Strowman shows up and goes, "You didn't beat me, nerd." You know?
Nerd.
Why not? Nerds.
Well, he reminds me of the guy from
Revenge of the Nerds.
Yeah, what was his name again?
Ogre.
Ogre. Yes,
Yeah, yeah.
yes.
Perked 11, Roman was completely outclassed in that segment. He was. He did not belong there at all. I mean, what do you say? He beat you last night.
The only good thing he said was about Brock. He was like,
He did get one line
I'm
on
too
Brock.
busy. I'm too busy being
Yeah.
taking care of Strowman, and you're not even around, or something. of
Yeah,
that
something
nature.
like that.
And
I
that really
remember.
ticked Brock off. It looked
Brock
like,
didn't
too.
like it at first. That's
In
actually
real.
what kind of that might have started the realness because after that comment,
Yeah.
Yep,
It
yep.
made for some really good TV though.
It did.
All right. So we'll catch the conclusion of this soap opera tomorrow. Well, not conclusion, but the continuing saga of the Roman Reigns fucking
the
shove
Roman
down your
churns.
throat fucking
Yeah.
show. Oh my God, I just hate it. I hate every minute of it. Oh, wrong button.
sure you don't want to Pringle?
2,
All right, number 2. Perhaps a little broken. So, man, Hardy's.
Just a little.
Now, here's the question. If you didn't watch Raw, I'm not going to recap it for you. Go back and fucking watch it. I'm just going to react to it. Hardy's, were they just feeding us? Were they just giving us some candy, making us happy? Or did the tag division just break them?
They gave us a little bit more candy.
Because you had 2 significant tag teams. Yeah, I'll let you finish chewing your food. I get 2 significant tag teams come out there and beat the Hardys down for really no reason at all after a broken tease promo.
But to break
After a 30-minute match last night.
Right. So why wouldn't you think that is a perfect launching point for them to go ahead and get broke?
Give him a couple weeks off, maybe. They come back, start teasing new
Right.
look, new speech.
Well, I thought
He said enough tonight.
I thought he was going to take time off.
Now, okay,
That's what I heard,
look,
too.
I keep hearing this about the baby. Yeah, Matt had a baby. Matt works 1 night a week.
Monday.
Monday nights. If there's a pay-per-view, 2 nights a week.
All right.
He's rich. They have family.
Nanny.
They have money. They can get nannies. He can take 1 to 2 nights off a fucking week if he has a newborn
Right.
baby. All right, so just let's stop the baby conversation right the fuck now.
But baby,
God damn it. Hardy's, Dan Price says Hardy's no broken. Jeff got away with that, with what he said, because those are lyrics that belong to his band and their song obsolete. Matt was pulling teases he could get around without Anthem suing. Yeah. Well, we don't know for a fact. Look, Jeff Jarrett is saying that nothing's resolved here. The Hardys were saying it's almost resolved.
Yeah.
You know, I believe the Hardys
Any
more than
day
I do
now.
Jarrett.
Yeah,
just
I really
let it
do.
go, Jarrett.
Yeah.
Just let it go.
And that's
GFW's big enough. Yeah, just deal with that.
I don't think it's unreasonable to look at what happened tonight, even if that was teases from his song lyrics or just having fun with the crowd. To look at what the scenario they put down with the tag teams tonight. I mean, why else would Revival and the club come out there and demolish the Hardys? Why else?
I think, well, for the club, it was a good reestablishment. We haven't.
Sure.
I looked in my notes. We hadn't seen them in a month, at all,
Okay.
for no reason.
Yeah.
And so, at least give the tag teams not some renewed life, because we've seen them get jobbed for the past 6 to 8 months, at least.
Yeah.
But maybe try to make them relevant by beating a team like the Hardys, who's been on a soaring rocket pace since they've gotten here.
No, I'm not
Since they
going to let it.
returned.
Yeah. I'm not
So-
going to let it go, Noah.
And then Revival, since they don't really have anything because they split up Enzo and Kaz, which they could have had them feuding with.
Right.
So instead,
what's the other face teams?
Right.
Besides,
let's establish these
Hardy.
top guys as top guys to beat down top guys. So they come in and beat down some top guys, and now they look strong coming in to the tag team division that, the casual fan hasn't seen them.
Well, let's give the final word to Scott. Scott, what you got?
I think it's just we're going to get teased until things work out. And I'm happy with what they're doing with them now. I really liked the Hardys match on Sunday, but it's just it could take a long time. And I think you have to put in some sort of contingency plan if it does take a long time to sort everything out. You just have to find interesting things to do with them. And these teases are fine by me, but it's just interesting every week. I personally start feeling like, oh my God, it's finally happening. And I think after a while, I just have to stop getting myself overexcited about that and just enjoy that. I like where the tag team division is right now.
I will never stop.
Rob, they've done a good job in the past few weeks of not doing it. Would you agree? Where they haven't really.
Sorry, my microphone just fucking fell into me.
Matt did seem to turn up the notch a little bit.
He turned it up from like
lately.
2 to like 7 tonight, and then put it back down to like 3 or 4. But the picture yesterday from the 9 stitches, he had that delightful face that he does.
Yes.
So, tonight with the jargon that he was using, it's imminent, but we'll see. Like Scott said, it could take a day or a year.
Okay. All right. So we'll let that one go. We'll get back to it if you guys want to in the RAWESOME Awards. Let's go ahead and move on now.
3.
Topic number 3 is going to be a big, giant problem. A big, giant problem. It's a quick one we can run through here. The opening segment, Big Cass, doing his little promo about how he squashed fucking Enzo. Was anybody surprised by Big Show coming out?
No.
No.
I called the music right when Golder and I were watching it.
Yes, especially
Almost
the
on cue.
promo. That promo
Yeah,
was
set up for
100%. He was calling out everybody knew Big Show was coming.
Yeah.
There was no other option.
The only surprise was Enzo did not even.
Well, that ass whooping he took last night, they
Shout out-
needed to keep him off TV.
Shout out to BT because he called this last night when he said he wanted Enzo to get DQ'd or Kaz to get DQ'd, maybe go too far, and then Big Show kind of comes to the rescue. I guess they kind of saved it for the next night.
We keep talking about Enzo would be a great valet, a great manager role. Who could use a good mouthpiece
to start
The Big Show?
And yeah, well, he's
The
it's
swap
perfect
places. Yeah, okay.
because he's on the way out soon anyway. So give him something to do for the next 6
A
months or
feud
so.
with Big Cass and Enzo's ringside for it.
Tim Smith says big ass versus big show. Big ass versus big slow. There you go.
CT does
It's
like
the
it.
big slow. Scott, what you got on Big Show and Big Cass?
I hadn't thought about putting Enzo with Big Show as sort of the talking piece. I've got my new giant. I don't need you anymore. I like that. We've all seen where Big Show gets pushed, and it's not necessarily to the moon. And with all of Cass's promo talking about how I'm going to the top of the totem pole.
Mhm.
Well, if the totem pole only reaches the mid card, sure, because that's what a feud with Big Show is going to get you. It's maybe they'll do another broken ring spot. But I don't know. It kind of bums me out. I would rather see Kaz get moved on into something a little more interesting than fighting with, the Big Show.
I guess it's on how he goes over on Big Show.
Right.
Really sets it apart.
Sure.
Vince loves his big men.
He does.
And he loves to see them standing off.
Well, you could also look at this as almost a passing of the torch type of moment.
Yeah.
Big Show has been that iconic giant for a long time. And Big Show is getting to the twilight of his career.
Yeah, he said it himself.
Yeah.
There's possibility he may retire this winter.
Yeah, so why not pass that torch off? That giant fucking
Enzo
torch.
needs to push, and Big Show doesn't seem to care doing it either.
Big Show doesn't care about wins and losses one way or the other.
I mean, he's already passed it to Braun. We've talked about that.
Yeah, Big Show's putting over the Giants. That's what his new
exactly.
job is.
That's what he's going to do for these next few months, and Kaz is next.
All right.
4.
Number 4, resting bliss face. And, basically this is about, we haven't talked about the girls or the women, the ladies, in a long time.
The divas.
Women.
They're not the divas. I don't like that phrase anymore.
I was trying to be Adam.
Oh, you were being Adam. Good job. You should be the divas. You got to do my impression of him. It's the divas. The divas.
He's right back.
I was trying to add a little
Make me care.
whininess to
Make
it.
me care.
So,
a little bratty only child whininess.
right.
But I want to go.
So we're seeing a rejuvenization, if that's a word, I don't know, of a rivalry from NXT in Bailey and Nia. Is that fair to say, or is that just a one night thing to get Nia involved somehow?
I think SummerSlam is going to be a 4-way.
Just like it's going to be a lot of
you
four-ways
get a
at
four-way.
SummerSlam.
You get a four-way. Everybody gets a four-way.
Well, if they do like Mania and try to get everybody on the fucking card, then yeah,
Well,
maybe
they have to because it's a split brand pay-per-view.
Yeah,
and they only have so many
hours?
matches that they can put on there. They can't have two women's
Elimination.
matches for
SummerSlam's
Raw.
gonna be 4 hours.
So
okay.
How do you guys feel about splitting Mania into multiple nights?
I've thought of, Scott, maybe a couple weeks ago, I thought about a weekend, like a Saturday and a Sunday night.
Right.
Back-to-back
they already
nights.
pitched the WrestleMania weekend, just not, the actual show. You
Exactly.
got your NXT, you got your Access, you've got all your other stuff.
Spread it out into a 7-day week.
No.
Yes, spread it out into a 7-day week where you started on Monday with the Access stuff. You go Monday through Thursday. You get a
Like
Hall
they
of
do the Super
Fame
Bowl.
on the Friday, and then Saturday and Sunday you would get. Well, excuse me, no, you get NXT on a Friday, so you'd push the Hall of Fame up to Thursday.
I think,
and then the WrestleMania would be 2 nights.
you know why that works with Super Bowl. It works the Super Bowl because you have millions of people.
You don't have the millions.
Not you have hundreds of thousands when it comes to
Let me
Mania.
tell you something, Jabroni. The people's president says there's millions of wrestling fans out there.
I'm about to get your ass impeached. All right. No. Look, here's the thing. Mania can't go a week. It cannot sustain a city for a week. It can't.
I disagree.
It can't.
I disagree.
It already cost enough
I've
money to
seen
go
it.
there for
I've
a
seen it with
weekend.
my own eyes.
I have too.
I mean, I was there Tuesday to Wednesday, and I went to wrestling shows almost every day I was there.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah,
They can.
Just not
do-
on a grander scale as the Super Bowl, but maybe something similar to it.
I mean, I just look. The Super Bowl
If
can't
you
be
build,
too.
if you build it, they will come.
Well, what are you
Rob.
gonna do? What are you gonna do with fucking NXT? You gonna put it on Friday night?
Yeah.
They can get rid of that bullshit Hall of Fame. Nobody actually wants to go to that,
No. Thursday night.
or just not have.
So Thursday night Hall of Fame, Friday night NXT, Saturday and Sunday WrestleMania.
Yeah.
How do you do a main event on Saturday? Is it a brand split thing or is it
Yeah,
just?
I mean, you have so many people right now. You can do something
Raw
like
Mania,
that.
SmackDown Mania.
Look, I'm just gonna say,
Wow.
for me.
No,
personally,
no, Rob.
I'm-
No, Stevie. I
I'm
don't like
not.
that.
I'm not hating the idea, but here's what I got to say. For me personally, and I really enjoyed Mania. My first one, I loved it, but when it was over, I was exhausted.
Well, that's because you went to the longest Mania in history. 7 hours. It's not.
And the next
it wasn't,
one's
it
gonna
wasn't
be
like
7
that.
hours.
It wasn't like that. I've been to 3, Rob. I've
Okay.
seen it in 3 places.
Tim saying
It
he
could
would
sustain a week.
Tim saying he would literally die if they stretched it that far.
That's Tim.
John Estrada, splitting up WrestleMania into an entire week is already overkill. They already have 3 shows before and 3 shows after, not including Takeover in the Hall
I'm
of
not
Fame.
saying 7 nights shows. You
But
know what I'm saying?
you think-
We're not saying
you're-
that.
you're saying like
Events
3 days
too
of access,
associated
though.
with it.
Yeah, that's what they do now.
Yeah, they
They've
already
got
have that.
access Thursday, Friday, Saturday, and the day of WrestleMania. They
They
have
got
access for
network
4
days.
days.
All right, well, in your alternative reality, get Stewie, go on your little telepad, go to your alternative universe, and then go to your year-long fucking Mania event. I'm going to stick to mine. It's going to be one night of fucking WrestleMania.
Well,
Let's go, Brian.
Well, this year's not going to be bad coming up because it's in a dome, so we're not going to be in the heat
Oh no, yeah, I've been
for
to, I've
fucking
been,
8 hours.
in a city like I've been to the one in New Orleans already, and so we're going back, or I'm going back. A city like that can sustain it.
Okay, I'll make you a deal here. Perfect 11 gave me an idea. Here's my deal.
Uh-oh.
I will concede the Mania point with you if we have an off season.
What do you mean?
I mean, if after Mania you do maybe a couple more weeks of Raws and SmackDowns, and then they take an off season, they do 3 months off, where they go
I see
programming.
What you're saying. I see what you're saying.
They give to me that's a lot, and then to keep going.
Money.
I hear Scott coming back in. What you got, Scott?
I'm thinking about this off season. This is something that Brian and I always talk about on the podcast, and let people settle up from injuries, especially after big WrestleMania matches. And there's plenty of talent on the roster that you could fill that off season with guys who could use the work. There's definitely, they have such a deep roster now that you could fill those time slots with other guys while some of your other ones take breaks. I think it's a great idea.
I mean,
So
they can.
you're saying a working off season where The program in itself doesn't come to an end. Just a certain portion of the talent take a break.
I think so. Just
Like the NBA
because-
does with the summer league, that kind of thing.
But you're gonna suffer a drop in ratings from
yeah,
the casual
but
fan.
certainly less than if you just told USA, we're pulling off the air completely for 3 months.
That's
I
good.
think you play all Attitude Era Raws.
That's a good idea, Rob. But what would their
But
streak?
they've got the network.
Yeah, and their
Wow.
streak. Their episodic streak, Rob, that
Right,
they
they beat
hold so
Gunsmoke.
strong.
Yeah.
Yeah, episodic, whatever the
They
fuck,
hold it so high.
whatever
What
the
are you
fuck that is.
Right, they made it up, but still.
I mean, because they can move NXT people up for those 2 or 3 months and get them some actual
Look at that.
big TV time.
We did this segment to talk about the ladies, and we did not talk about the ladies.
Oh yeah, what?
What?
It kind of more.
5,
Number 5, the Mizzies still don't care. So, I was watching this, and initially I was like, oh, good, Bray and fucking Rollins again. Didn't care last night, not going to care now. But I will say this, or ask the question, did Bray just win a rivalry? Did that just complete their rivalry? Did Bray sweep it?
I think
That's
so.
a really interesting question. That it seems like it.
I mean, that's
I'm not-
And against Seth Rollins.
I
I'm
know.
not sure.
Well, I think it's so shocking that you're not willing to commit to
Well,
that.
given what happened after that, was Seth and Dean are back
Well,
together.
let's go
kinda,
back because
It might,
not
he might
recap.
have, yeah.
Never mind.
Go ahead. No, do your
Never mind.
do
I'm not
your
gonna- I'm
do
not
your
gonna do my
recap. No, okay.
I do like the fact that he gave them awards and kind of showcased them. He got a pop from the crowd for them.
The
He
Miz-
did.
the
That's what I
Mizzies,
like.
yes.
That's what I wanted
For
to
the
talk
for the
about.
what are they called?
I don't know.
the Mizzies.
No,
The
the
Mizzies.
But the Bodie and the agent is what I like.
The
I don't
Bodie.
I don't have a good
The
name for
Miz
Axel
Taraj
yet.
The
is
Miz
the-
Taraj.
But the
yeah.
Bodie.
the Bodie.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He got a pop. He made me laugh. We'll get to that later.
Okay. Yeah.
Make
Yeah.
me
Look,
laugh.
the Mizzies was fine. It was a good segment to highlight
Yeah.
the faction and show Miz's once again his grandstanding championship status.
And the overall the outdated rivalry with him
Yet,
and Dean. But
or you could
Oh,
say,
God.
just like I said, yet another wrinkle because it's so old now.
dude,
Another wrinkle in the rivalry.
dude, I was sitting there watching it with Kiera in the house, and I'm like, just please don't have Dean come out. Please don't
I
have
know.
Dean
That's
come
what
out.
I was going to say. What
And then-
else, though?
I just let this one go.
Yeah, I was begging for Jericho.
Please.
And it didn't happen.
Just let it go. I'm over the Dean Miz thing. But so we move forward on this.
Seth comes to the rescue,
Seth comes to the rescue.
and then he's
Then Dean-
like, I don't need your fucking help.
Dean returns the favor.
Later on, they don't say, there's no talking. I'm sure they talked about it on Raw.
We heard
Talk.
rumblings of this kind of Roman Rollins kind of reunion at house
Dark
shows.
Yeah.
So are we looking at, if Roman and Braun end
Too
up being a
soon.
thing and that ends, and is this a Shield reunion
I
really?
think it's inevitable.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Yeah,
But it's just a matter
it's
of
too
time.
soon.
I know. I'm not a fan either.
Yeah. I agree, Tim. The Rollins and Bray match, it was a good match. And I got to say, if he's ever going to do the fucking Sister Abigail again, he should do it that fucking
Well,
way.
Seth
Seth sold
did sell
it.
it, yeah.
Seth sold
Yeah,
the
he
shit
sold
out
the hell
of
out
it.
of
Oh, he did.
But-
He did. But just the quick release of it.
Yep.
Scott, what you got?
I couldn't agree more. We're really with all your points. That it wasn't, which always makes for a good podcast guest.
Sure.
I just blanketly agree with all of what you're saying, but
Right.
it's hard for me. Dean is not the most exciting guy to me anymore, and I was, very excited when he came on, and same with Wyatt, and he got fed to Cena, and he kind of bores me, and Rollins is, the golden boy, and he was kind of boring me, and these matches were, some of my least favorite of Raw tonight and the pay-per-view yesterday, and I don't know. We'll see where it goes. They all kind of bum me out now.
Yeah, I agree. Ambrose is, we've always said better chasing, but he's chasing too long now. Put him in a program with somebody that's
Chase
not
somebody
title.
different.
Somebody different that doesn't have a title. I just don't want to see
The
him in a title
Drifter.
picture.
Drifter.
Drifter, yeah, I was thinking about him.
Sure, the Drifter. Okay, yeah, because apparently Finn and Drifter are done now.
And maybe Finn, Dean and Finn. How would that work out?
No.
I know.
No, that'd be
Now,
kinda weird.
I think Dean would drag Finn down. I really do.
Finn's too fast for Dean.
Yeah.
Dean's, he's fucking AARP slow. What the hell? It's like he's going to get his reverse fucking
Gonna do
mortgage.
The hop skip over on the bottom
Slow
row.
down there, Sonny.
So all right, so all that happened. But as far as Bray goes, who knows where Bray goes now? I'm just I was really shocked. I was like, Bray just swept a rivalry. I got to go back to that. I mean, that's, to me, wow.
I saw a report today on how bad his win-loss record was, so maybe that has something to do with it. We're going to give him some wins.
Maybe.
Pretty sucky.
Daniel Price, Ambrose should have been feuding with Samson and Balor. Ambrose should have been feuding with Samson, and Balor should be feuding with Miz and have the IC title dropped to him. The end.
I agree.
I'm okay with that. Miz and Balor? Yeah.
Yeah.
Absolutely. Let's see. Don't care about tonight. Bray is still the eater of pins, says EJP99. The eater of pins, 1, 2, 3 pins.
Oh, those.
Yeah, those kind of pins. That's funny. I didn't laugh, but I did on the inside. That's funny. That's very good.
Yeah, I think him winning a feud, is winning a series is not going to undo everything that they've done poorly with him.
Right.
But it's a step in the right direction. But I kind of feel it says even more about where Rollins is now than where Bray is.
Yeah.
I was actually very surprised that Bray didn't eat those pins.
Rollins is mid-cardish now, all of a sudden.
I think the moment that Seth Rollins, Seth freaking Rollins, kind of fell off the cliff was when he went face, because he just fucking does it, man. He really does overdo it. I as the heel and the champion with the authority, I loved every single moment of it. I don't know if I'm alone in that or not.
No, it was wonderful. He played the shithead sneaky.
Oh, he was the smarmy.
Sneaky
I hated
heel.
him
so
so
good.
much.
Yeah, he was great.
It was great. It was Flair-esque. I'm not saying he's Flair-esque is what I'm saying. All right. So there you go. Big ass topics. They're done. Here we go with this.
Ole, arriba, epa, epa, arriba, andale. Arriba,
All right, speed round tonight, boys and girls, is going to be the worst factions of all time. Worst factions of all time. Board, you can throw your suggestions up there. We'll get Scott here in a minute as well. We'll go around the table. Worst factions of all time.
All time.
Medine, lead it off.
I wasn't a fan of Right to Censor.
Right to Censor?
Yeah, I was not a fan.
It
I was
kinda-
thinking
they,
that too.
They started covering up chicks at that time. It
The
was
Good
balls
Father.
to the walls and titty TNA. Before TNA was TNA, they
Yeah.
were, we had all the divas getting in the crazy gimmick matches, and then fucking Val Venus of all people, fucking is on the fucking censorship
What about
squad.
the Good Father?
The Good Father, who
Yeah, you took
I
two really good gimmicks and you turned them shitty.
Yeah, not to mention there was some other people in there, Stevie Richards, who
No, his promos were great, but everything else sucked.
Yeah, I was not a fan of Right.
Kind of like Enzo, right? Yeah.
Yes.
Steve Awesome.
Gotta give it to the Spirit Squad, man. I just didn't go for that gimmick. There's nothing really memorable out of them, but
They
Dolph
main,
Ziggler. That was
they
it.
main evented a pay-per-view here in Charlotte that I went to.
Yeah, me too. It was Vengeance, right?
Yes, Vengeance in
Yes.
06.
Okay. And Golda.
Mine's gonna be the Union from like the late '90s. It was Big Show, Ken Shamrock, and I don't remember who else. They all had like 2x4s and shit. It was horrible. Oh, it was Steve Blackman. Blackman.
There you go, Noah.
All right, Scotty, what you got?
I think I'm going to have to go with LOD 2000.
Legion of Doom.
Yeah, with draws.
Yeah, when they brought draws in and people trying to jump off the top of the Titantron, and it just didn't work for me at all. It was just kind of spitting in the face of my childhood.
Okay, I'll go with you. Mine is going to be, and I hope I'm getting the name right here. Was it the Dungeon of Doom?
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
That was
Zodiac and
Zodiac.
Kevin Sullivan,
Kevin
when he
Sullivan.
went all voodoo and
Kevin.
shit.
and Big Show before back in
the Giant.
That's
Giant,
right.
yeah.
The Giant. Yeah, that was crazy.
Did Kevin Nash's wizard character, was he in
He
that?
wasn't.
No,
in the
no,
faction,
he was in WWF by then.
Right.
Okay, yeah, that was the Zodiac was so bad. I mean, like Shockmaster bad, right? Just horrible. Brutus, what the fuck were you thinking, man? What the
I
hell?
got nothing. It was horrible.
That was bad. Let's see,
I
The
just
board,
thought of
yeah,
one
gotta
more.
go to the
I gotta
board.
throw it in there.
what's that?
I just thought of one more. I gotta throw it in. The West Texas Rednecks versus No Limit Soldiers.
Oh man.
An actual a feud
Oh,
too. Wow.
man.
Yeah.
Let's see. On the board, we got Noah says the Bomb Squad.
Oh, that's what it's
Yes!
Inside joke.
You might be right.
The-
You might got one right.
The Oddities from Daniel Price. That's a good one.
I like that one.
CT says the Mops. Another inside joke. You're not on a microphone. You're not on a microphone. Let's see. Worst factions for Tim Smith is the New Nexus. I wasn't watching then. Noah says DX in 2009. Again, that was the year I wasn't watching. And the Un-Americans for EJP. And let's see here. Anything I'm missing there? The X Factor. Worst faction, X Factor, and the Odyssey. Who's X Factor? Was that X-Pac?
Yeah, that was him, and I can't remember who else. That's how irrelevant it was.
CT said the late NWO, the late, I guess, well, yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Everybody was in an NWO.
The AARP version.
Right.
The Core, more recently.
Core, I thought about
that was a bad one.
Oh, yeah.
The League of Nations sucked.
It was bad. But you know what the thing about League of Nations is? It could have been better.
Absolutely.
It could have been great.
It was a great combination.
Their highlight was getting their ass kicked at Mania.
They should have had
They
should have had Cesaro in it.
Excuse me.
Oh, X Factor, if I remember, it was Just Incredible, X-Pac, and Prince Albert.
Oh.
I think it was Prince Albert.
Just Incredible couldn't wrestle his way out of the paper bag. He was so bad.
Sam just summed him up perfectly.
Oh, so we're boring Juan. All right, Juan. Well, then good night. Stop putting your nasty stuff or your bitchy stuff on our board. I'll go ahead and time you out so you can go to sleep. Here, time out. Go to sleep, Juan. All right. So there you go. There's worst factions ever. I saw another one, but I lost it. So we'll just let it go. So let's do a little. We've been talking to Scott. Hold on, Scott. Don't say anything just yet.
in the backyard with barbed wire, we hardcore. Then I moved on to the indies, sold out shows all through your cities. Feel me, built a buzz, signed autographs, took some bumps and kicked some ass. I made a name and pinned a vet, and now I'm in the main event. Heart gon' stop when I hit that chop. Crowd gon' pop. Heart gon' stop when I hit that chop. Crowd gon' pop. Climb the ropes, coming off the top of the elbow drop on the cream of the crop. To be the man, you gotta beat the man, and I beat them all. That's who I am. Step into the ring, the title's on the line. Hit 'em with a punchline and a clothesline. First I'm talking trash, then I'm kicking ass. Hell, might as well do 'em at the same time. By God, he's broken in half. By God, he's broken. By God, he's broken in half. By God, he's broken. By God, he's broken in half. By God, he's broken. Get the tables, chairs, and
All right, so as we've had with the show, on the show here so far, we've had Mr. Scott with us. And you're probably going, who are you? And some of you going, I think somebody typed on there, nobody cares. But we do care. We care. Like we've done
Tim
before.
Smith likes it.
Tim Smith. We got our friend Scott here, a.k.a. or the Rhyme Time, as we call him. Is that your work there, Scott?
That is me.
All right.
That's me and a team of talented musicians.
I like
Sound
that.
like it.
And I understand that one of the guys rapping in there was actually in the rap off from SmackDown last week. Is that true?
He was. His name's Mega Ran, and he's a MC from Phoenix, Arizona, and Philadelphia before that. And he's like the god of nerdcore rap. And he was a huge wrestling fan, and had to reach out to him and say, "Hey, get on this song with me."
Okay. Cool. Here's the bullet points. So you ran a backyard wrestling federation until going to wrestling school at Big Time Wrestling with Jason Styles, who also trained Bailey. You did a handful of indie shows before going off to college. Film school in San Francisco. So you live in Salt Lake City, so you probably have about 7 wives.
That's true.
You started rapping about 4 years ago as an atheist, and won Best Utah Music. A name atheist in Utah. That's funny. Won Best of Utah Music performed at the Twilight Concert Series and run the Jules and Flying Lotus. And you were on America's Got Talent as well.
Oh, really? Cool.
You started your show Learning the Ropes with your boy Brian about 15 weeks ago. So you're fairly new to the podcast scene, and you've done some indie work as well. So that's kind of the bullet points on who Scott is. And I'm kind of curious, Scott, I see here that you had a backyard wrestling federation, which I've always been told is never a good idea, right? And then you decided to actually go do some wrestling training as well. Do you still dabble in any kind of wrestling at all, or are you just completely done with the in-ring work?
Well, when we shot the music video for that song that you just played, Punchlines and Clotheslines, it was my first time getting in the ring in maybe a decade.
Really?
And it was the best. And it hurt so bad. It just, I had forgotten, even hitting the ropes hurts.
Yeah.
It's just everything in that ring hurts way more than they make it look like on TV. And I was wrestling with some just really talented guys, and they trusted me to know what I was doing a little bit. So they were throwing me around and giving me hard chops and whipping me with a belt. And it was just, it was the best.
That's cool. Yeah, my wife is right now, she's training with George South, and she's just now learned how to take her bumps, and she's been smacking her head on the damn on the mat. And she's coming home thinking she's gonna have a concussion. Oh, do I have a concussion?
Tuck your chin, Kiara.
Tuck your chin, Kiara. Tuck your chin. So, Scott, we're losing your audio again, buddy. You're. Oh, bing, 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 bing.
Working with a guy who's training to be a referee, I think.
Well, the problem is he's got that Mormon internet service, so I think that's probably what's going on.
Usenet.
They don't want us to find the internet pornography.
Oh, is that what it is?
They really taper it down for us.
Yeah, they don't even like cups of coffee. I mean, Jesus, come on, people. All right.
Cups of what?
I know. Cups of what? Exactly. Bill Paxton, bless him. It's a Big Love reference if you guys don't.
Yes, yes, I know.
Okay, cool.
Donnie Marie. Yeah.
Any questions on the panel here or on the board for Scott before we get into the stupid ass questions?
Not yet, but we'll keep the board scouring the board for him.
Okay. So tell me, do a plug for your show real quick, Scott.
Yeah, the show is called Learning the Ropes, a pro wrestling podcast. You can find it on iTunes, Podomatic, Google Play. And basically, I'm a lifelong wrestling fan, and I teamed up with my friend Brian, who was the director of the Punchlines and Clotheslines music video. And he was sort of just interested in asking questions about wrestling, and he had never watched it. And now we have a weekly show about it where I'm sort of teaching him about wrestling one wrestler at a time. And he picked Macho Man on his first episode. That was like the only wrestler he knew. I picked 6 or so matches and clips as sort of the best of Macho Man. I had him watch him. We talk for an hour. And then he picks one of the opponents from those Macho Man matches. And that's who our second episode will be about. So we went from Macho Man to Ultimate Warrior to The Undertaker. And now, we're on week 15 or so.
All right.
And, it's been great.
Well, good luck to you, man. It's a
fun journey.
It's a lot of hard work to put these podcasts together. People who watch them, and especially the ones that get on YouTube and bash you and give you the thumbs down, like, don't listen to these guys. They're fucking stupid. It's boring me. All this shit. Don't listen to them. Keep doing what you do. Cause it's a hard. We put a lot of hard work into these podcasts, and I'm sure you will too. So keep it strong.
I think I probably do about 15 hours of research per week.
Yeah.
So it's become like a part-time job almost.
Right. Yeah, I think me and Steve probably put about a good 40 hours combined of just production work and everything a week into doing this, and it's a lot of fun. We really enjoy it. So let's move on. Let's do this.
Five random ass questions. Yeah.
All right, here we go. 5 random ass questions for our friend Scott from our panel here, and I'll go ahead and start it off. Then I'll go to Mr. Goldie. So, Scott, do you prefer cocktails or beer?
Cocktails.
Any particular one?
No, anything with whiskey, anything, some vodka sometimes. I'm not a sipper, really. I'll take shots before I'll ever sip on a beer.
Sounds like my kind of drunk. All right. Golda.
I'm going to ask a question, Tupac or Biggie?
Biggie. Although I think Tupac was better politically, I think Biggie had the better flow, better hits, better look. But I'm from the West Coast, so sorry, all Tupac fans, but I got to go with Biggie.
I'm liking Scott so far because I'm a Tupac guy. Well, you said Biggie?
I said Biggie, but I understand how important Tupac is.
Oh, fuck off. All right, here we
go. He almost, I had the same thought, East or West Coast rap, but I'll just narrow it down now. Who was your favorite old school rap artist or group?
I always loved KRS-One.
Oh, okay.
Oh, yes, that's a good one.
I bought a lot of KRS-One albums, Boogie Down Productions.
Yep.
Oh, Slick Rick.
Oh, like Rick the
Once
Ruler.
upon a
yes.
time, not long ago, when
Okay.
people wore pajamas and lived life slow.
Did anybody have
You
a
pass.
bigger nose than KRS-One?
Oh, it's huge.
He had
Huge.
a giant bell
Huge.
pepper.
Medine.
Shock G from Digital
Yeah, that was a
Underground.
fake nose.
Oh,
though.
yep.
Yeah. Humpty. Go ahead, Medine. I think Medine's got two because he doesn't follow the rules. Go ahead.
No, I just have one.
Okay.
Malone or Stockton?
Oh, you need
No,
Stockton
not
Malone.
not and or.
I'm gonna have to go with Malone because he stuck around in Utah, opened up some car dealerships, and he tipped my friend $100 when she waited on him.
And he also wrestled with DDP. Come on.
Mm-hmm.
Of course.
All right, here we go.
But Stockton had them short shorts, man.
Question number 5. I got to go to the old reliable. Question number 5 is going to be your SpaghettiOs. Do you like them cold or heated up?
Heated up.
Boo. No, I do. I like heated up.
I like them heated up.
I like both.
All right.
Should we ask him Noah's
Right
question?
out of the can.
No, we're not going to ask him Noah's question.
I knew that was the answer. That's why I
Yeah.
asked it.
And now live from the U-Record Studios, it's the RAWESOME Awards. Here's Rowdy.
All right, boys and girls, children of all ages, we're going to do the RAWESOME Awards for Monday Night Raw. We're running a little bit long tonight, so if we're going to move a little quickly, if you guys can keep up as best you can on the board, we'll do our best as we can to read your, as Bob would say, garbage. I think it's fascinating literature, whatever the case may be. All right, and we're going to add Scott into this as well for the RAWESOME Awards. Let's start with our first award of the night. It's going to be the LOL Award of the night, that award that gave you a little tickle in your taint. Let's go with Medine first on the RAWESOME Award.
Bo Dallas said he was going to change the world.
Change the world. Got it. All right, let's go Stevie.
When Booker T said contentionship and Corey said, what, contentionship? Like it's a word? And Booker T said nothing.
Ditto. I gotta add the same thing. That was I wrote that down like, as soon as it was going on. It was so good.
All right, I'll give you a duplicate coin. Scott, do you have a LOL award?
I think it's got to be the Mrs. Fake Out before naming himself the winner of the award.
That was pretty good. Pretty good. I'm going to give mine to the crowd for going, you deserve it, for the Bodie. I enjoyed that one much. We moved a little faster aboard, so we'll get your LOLs on the backside. And unless we see anything before I go to the next topic, I do not see anything. Moving on to our next topic, it's going to be the Marked Out Award of the night. Marked Out Award, that award that made you jump out of your seat, maybe tense up a little bit, made you yell. I don't know. Goldie.
For me, it was the promo package for 2K18 with Kurt Angle.
That was hot to
That was
death.
great.
That was hot to death.
Yeah, that was awesome.
LOL award on the board for Noah is going to be when Corey Graves asked if Elias Sampson has showered. There you go. Stevie.
Had to be the broken tees we got tonight. It seemed like it's inched a little closer, and I marked out on that.
That was good. Medine.
Brock going off script, grabbing the mic out of Paul's hand. Initially, that was what got it going.
A little pop there. LOL award on the board. Luke Birch says Miz's fake out. So an agreement there. Marked out abortion. Marked out award on the board. CT's the Broken Hardys. My marked out award is going to go to when he grabbed the mic, Brock, and he said, "This is real, Joe." Because I think there was some realness to it. I really do. Because I don't think Brock is that good at a work. So take it for what you want. Marked out award on the board.
Scotty, what's yours? What's yours?
Scotty, I'm sorry. Go ahead.
Mine was when Joe told Brock to look at him when he's talking.
Yeah, that was good.
That was good. That was really good. And you saw a genuine anger there. So for Luke Birch's Brock finally speaking again. He's got such an odd voice for his build.
It's like Mike Tyson.
He's
like,
not,
don't say anything.
He's not quite Tyson, but he's damn sure close. He's like light. All right, moveset award of the night. I'll start this out. Let's go with real quick. Perfect 11 marked out Brock and Joe during their promo. It was just hot to death. We're gonna bring that up in just a minute, Stike Leather. Once we get through the awards. Moveset award. You got to give it to the minis, right? The cruiserweights. I guess most cases they have kind of the best technical matches. So
chain wrestling.
Yeah, Golda, go ahead.
For me, it was Finn and the Drifter.
Finn and Drift.
I thought that was a real solid match. They gave it a one commercial break.
It really was.
And I hate the outcome. I thought maybe they should have did some kind of like the Drifter wins by a quick roll up or cheat somehow. But I mean, it was a good match.
Yeah, we didn't discuss it that much, but it was a very good match. Medine.
I don't think that's over yet. I'm not gonna piggyback you because initially that's what I had, but I'm gonna go with Goldust. He busted out a spine buster.
Yeah,
and it looked like Spry almost. And we said he 48 years old.
Yeah, his finisher. That new finisher was kind of
yeah. So
it
was a version of that kind of like Crossroads, but not really.
But it was a suplex crossroads.
Right.
Yeah. Scott, what's your moveset?
I would have went with Neville, definitely the lightweights. But I also got to shout out Alexa Bliss. I love that like cartwheel sort of turning splash she does. She nails it every time.
I couldn't agree more. I have to go.
The booty doll.
Yes. Let's go, Stevie. Moveset.
Medina and I share a brain again because I had Goldust and R-Truth. R-Truth was especially good too.
Do I need to separate you two?
I mean, I had it written down.
Wow.
The old guys, man.
All right, cool. Moveset for Noah's Finn Balor. Again, another match that really deserved a lot more attention than we gave it. A really good one. LOL for Stike Leather is when the ref told Goldust R-Truth had his leg on the rope, but it was his finger. Okay, yeah, absolutely. Marked out with Brock cutting down Roman, says Stike Leather. And moveset for Perfect 11, Goldust still got it. Yeah, man, he still does. Luke Birch, I'll never say this again, but I actually enjoyed Nia tonight. Don't want to say it, but still. All right, fair enough. I will take we will never mention it again. Good job. Our next award is going to be the botchiest award of the evening. Hey, Scott, why don't you have the honors, the botchiest award?
I was having trouble thinking of something that like really went wrong tonight. I don't know. I'm curious to hear what you guys say, but nothing really jumped out at me as super botchy.
Scott gets his first. All right.
I get lots of those, Scott.
Oh,
don't worry.
Don't worry about it.
Medine.
I'm about to get one and two things.
I half agree with Scott. I didn't see anything ring-wise. But Seth was stumbling on his words in some of those promos. I think he got caught up with Charlie Caruso and how she was looking at that.
I mean, look at her, man. Hubba.
We know how Seth rolls.
Oh, yeah. I get a coin as well. All right, Steve Awesome.
How about the booking, the creative for just keeping us with the Dean and Miz thing over and over again? I thought it was over. It's got to be over.
That works. Did you go, Golda?
Roman Reigns with a microphone. That's all I got to say.
And my botchiest is gonna be Roman in the fucking picture, just Roman in the picture again. I'm giving myself a coin on that one. I think we went a little faster than the board, so here you go. Botchiest for Noah. Roman still being a face after attempting murder, stealing an emergency vehicle, and leaving the crime scene.
Yeah, right.
Right.
Where were the police? Right.
Yeah.
The fire department came. Where were the police?
The Air Force fire department came.
Detectives.
Yeah. What the fuck,
Should
man?
be a Roman mugshot like Vince's.
Botches for 11 is Kurt Angle trying to say ambulance. Ambulance. Ambulite. Moveset for Stike Leather. Goldust can still go out. I said that before. No massive botches for Luke Birch that deserve an award. Well,
thank you. Buzz that man.
Buzz that man. So, yeah. Steve, you want to do it or should I play it?
The Rossimist Award.
Now you've lost your touch.
The Rossimist Award.
All right.
It was my
clean up.
Deeper voice.
Stike Leather says Botches is Roman. So Rossimist of the night. Steve, why don't you have the honors?
How about Kurt Angle? He just looked like after from last night till tonight, he's got heavily involved in the storylines now, and I'm enjoying it. And now the controversy, like who's on the phone with him now.
We're going to talk about that in just a minute, but yeah, absolutely. I'll give you a coin for that. Mike, Medine.
Yes. It was quite delightful to see the Hardys teasing us a little bit. So
I think
that was awesome.
I think we found the virus, Steve, because it's contagious. I'm going to go with Medine. Delete. I'm going with the Hardys. Yes, absolutely. Golda.
I'm giving it to the Houston, Texas crowd for chanting "You deserve it" to Bo Dallas.
Yeah, why weren't you there, Noah?
That shit was hilarious. I didn't get a buzz for that. Holy shit.
No, I gave it to you.
All right.
Scott, what's your Rossimist award?
I'm picking the guy in the crowd that held up the sign that said Rikishi drove the ambulance.
Yeah. that's a very that's a good observation, my friend.
I remember it now that you say it. I didn't really notice it at first, but now that you
Keen
said it, I
eye.
remember that. Joke.
Very good, very good. On the board, Rossimist for Noah having my girlfriend Sierra on the show. Aw, Sierra, be careful of him. He's crazy. And he's really bad at trivia, by the way. John Estrada, Kurt getting scared because Dixie Carter is coming next week. Well, you're getting ahead of us, but yeah.
Oh, man.
Yeah. Let's see here. Rossimist Joe's promo for Luke Birch. Rossimist for Stike Leather is seeing the revival again. Yes, about damn time. And a highlight moment, too. So congrats for those guys.
Oh, apparently Noah moved to Odessa, Texas.
Oh,
he's not actually in Houston anymore.
They excommunicated him from Houston, I guess.
You can drive.
Get out of here, son. All right. And finally, the missing persons report. And I'll just say this, Apollo Crews. Anybody else?
I concur.
I have Enzo More, Apollo Crews, Braun Strowman, Stephanie
Slater,
McMahon.
baby.
So you get all of them. Huh?
Heath Slater got love on the pay-per-view last night.
The Ginger, yeah.
And didn't even get airtime.
The tag champs, deservedly a night off.
Sure. Scott, you have a one that maybe Golda didn't yell out?
No, I think that pretty much covered it.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, thanks, Golda, for that fucking Medine moment.
Well, usually nobody actually ever gives
Well,
one.
everyone was like getting ready to talk, and you're just like,
well, normally that isn't the
with your
case.
resting Golda face.
Was Kurt Hawkins on that list?
RGF.
Kurt Hawkins.
No,
there you go.
there you go.
There you go. Kurt Hawkins.
Stephanie, was she on it?
Well,
Yeah,
no.
she was.
I think maybe. What if? Never mind. We'll wait.
All right. So, board. We're going to, if we miss something you want to talk about, put it out there now. I'm going to do my plugs, and then we'll talk about it. Yes, we're about to do that. Oh, Mickey James, she should be used better, says Noah, for the missing persons. Okay, so here we go. Don't forget Monday nights here, as we're doing right now, Monday Night Rawesome. Tuesday nights after SmackDown Live, we have our Smarkdown show, Adam Bomb and the crew. Tomorrow night it'll be Adam, Steve Awesome, Brian, and Bob. Did I miss anybody? Kiera and I are going to be out of town.
I'm still a free agent.
Yeah, Kiera and I are going to the Full Sail taping in Florida, so we will not be here. Thursday, 5 p.m., it's going to be Steve Awesome, Golda, and Brian for the Thursday Takedown show covering the NXT show, which maybe you'll see my pretty face. Maybe. You might see me on TV. I don't know. And also don't forget Sunday nights, 10 p.m. on the Bubba Army Radio Network, BubbaArmyRadio.com. You can hear our exclusive show for them, 10 p.m. on Sundays. That is the weekly squash. We're going to do some recaps from the entire week as a full faction and have some different perspectives than maybe we had in these weekly shows, right? So that's what we got coming up. Now, what we missed, let's get it out now. Kurt Angle finishing the show up with the phone call, the I love you. Somebody at first in this room was like Stephanie.
That was me.
Okay.
Until the I love you part.
Then the I love you.
No, I'm still thinking.
You still think Stephanie?
But now it could be Dixie too, though.
But then I said Dixie.
Yeah, so we got Stephanie, we got Dixie. What the fuck does Corey Graves have to do with anything?
Yeah, right. Is he just a mediator in this? I mean, just
like he broke the Kaz. Like I was saying, he's the newsbreaker type of dude. He's always got the scoop.
Yeah, but what? Okay, so he's doing dirt sheets from his phone. Is that what he's doing?
he's like the modern day
Brian Gumbel,
like Steve Awesome.
Yeah, pretty much.
So Dixie Carter coming to WWE. What
is that?
I mean, she's on the 24 episode tonight.
And maybe the broken thing kind of gets resolved then too.
Oh no, she's out of the picture with Anthem. No, she's
go ahead, Scott.
She's gone.
Go ahead, Scott. I can hear your sounds. Go ahead.
Right, you're right.
I didn't realize that she was going to be doing more than the 24. So this is news to me.
Oh, we're speculating.
Yeah, I mean,
we're totally
yeah,
speculating.
This is all speculation. I mean, the board is saying Dixie. We're saying Dixie. You know, I don't know. I think Kurt was saying "I love you" to his illegitimate child. Says Perfect 11.
Who? Chad Gable.
Chad Gable. Wow. Wow.
Hey!
Yeah, that could be it.
Hey.
Noah says, "Oh dear, sweet Jesus Christ! No, 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 no! Do not have Dixie Carter be involved in this. She's an even shittier version of Stephanie, who's already shit." Well, again, I never agree with you when you say that. I don't know much about Dixie because I was never a TNA guy.
We just did an episode of Learning the Ropes all about Kurt Angle, and I watched a huge long documentary about his time in TNA. Just sort of, I was like, I think our listeners will want to know about the TNA time. I'm a little rusty at it. Didn't really watch a lot of it. But I got to know the relationship between Kurt and Dixie in pretty good detail, and I sort of had a new appreciation for where Kurt was when he left WWE, what kind of shape he was in, and like what Dixie was able to like help him get out of and become. And he had a lot of ups and downs, but I don't know that it's necessarily necessary to bring her onto WWE TV outside of that episode of 24, but I wouldn't be super mad. I mean, it'd be better than like Vince Russo or something, I guess.
Oh, anything's better than
Russo.
No.
I mean,
well, hold
when
on. Russo, what do you got to say about that? Okay, all right. I knew you'd say that.
I mean, when they brought Bischoff, I mean, he wasn't there, but he was there.
Yeah.
Like they didn't have to bring Bischoff back, but it was a nice thing that happened, and he ended up having about a 3-year run.
Yeah. Luke Birch is having an absolute shit fit over the idea of Dixie.
Does not like it at all.
I like what Stike Leather is saying better. He said the scandal is Kurt and Stephanie having an affair to set up Triple H versus Angle.
That crossed my mind, but
I like that so much more.
But I don't buy it at all because of we know how good their marriage is and their kids and shit. Like nobody's
They're
really
the power
gonna buy
couple.
that.
Yeah, I wouldn't buy that.
Yeah, that's if.
But that's a Vince McMahon storyline, Golda.
But Vince is really letting loose with the reins more and more. Look at like the thing with AJ Styles.
Do we know that? Do we know that? I mean, I said that the AJ Styles winning the U.S. title belt had Triple H's fingerprints all over it at a dark show. That does have his fingerprints all over it. Vince does not do anything that is not on TV because that's where the money is. House shows are house shows. And if Vince changes his mind, then that's a rarity. But, I mean, it did have his fingerprints. So you could say that maybe Vince has given H a little bit more control in the back, and maybe that's kind of showing. And, again, all speculation. But, yeah, the suspension of belief to think that Angle and Stephanie are having an affair, I just don't buy that.
It's out of left field.
It is.
You know, the text, it's just not credible.
It's
coming
PG.
from Corey.
We're PG.
I don't know.
They're not gonna
Her presence on social media, like Rob said, it defeats the whole suspension of belief.
Right.
Can't do it anymore like you used to.
And honestly, I don't know if I would even like that. I don't think I would.
No, I like a takeover angle better.
Yeah.
No pun intended. With Triple H coming in and say, you know what, these ratings are down, blah, 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 blah. You know, we need to take care of business here.
Right.
And then he did say his career was threatened.
And then it goes a little too far.
Yeah.
You know, and then it gets some physicality involved, and boom, there we go.
Yeah,
maybe a match.
The career being threatened is the part that points to Stephanie. Well, I mean, why would his career be over if he was fucking Dixie, right? I don't know. We'll find out next week.
Because she's Dixie, she was the competition.
Yeah, but again, that was never a big deal at Vince.
And she's not really relevant to WWE.
Yeah. She's a small fish.
Yeah, TNA never made that same, no pun intended, impact as Nitro did.
All right. So here we go. There's that little segment. So let's do our final thoughts of the night, boys and girls, our smart mark takeaways. And we'll let Golda have the reins for the first one here.
My smart mark takeaways for today. I thought today's Raw was a very, very good, well-written show. It held my attention. Lately, my attention's been in my phone or something else. The only time I looked at my phone really was during the Goldust match, just because even if it was a good match, I just had no vested interest in it whatsoever. When he was cutting his promos at first, I had interest. And then towards the end, I lost it.
Yeah.
Okay.
But, I mean, the thing with Bray Wyatt, that ending, you know, the Miz Taraj, Big Cass. I mean, all of that, they're building towards SummerSlam, and I can't wait to see what that ends up becoming after they get done building.
Okay, Steve, awesome.
I said last night I wanted shock and awe after the Great Balls of Fire pay-per-view because got to lead up to SummerSlam that way, and they didn't really give me that tonight, but I was okay with tonight's episode. Hopefully next week is going to be a really huge turn on the road to SummerSlam.
Okay, Medine.
Well, finally the champ has to stick around for more than one night. And we've got 2 contenders now, maybe a third in Strowman. But what about Finn Balor?
What about Finn?
Never got his Universal title rematch after the injury. What about Kevin Owens, who, even though he's on the other show, never got his Goldberg rematch when he lost the Universal title? This is just to say that the rematch isn't always a necessary clause, but if you've got 5-6 weeks to go into the pay-per-view, Balor's not really doing anything. If he's leaving the Drifter, why not throw him in the mix or get a little mini tournament going to see who our number one contender is? We haven't seen one of those in a long time.
Sure.
And we can run it, for 5 or 6 weeks to build to SummerSlam, and then you have your opponent for Brock.
Okay. Hey, Scott, you want to give us a final thought?
My final thought is, God bless anybody who has the patience to watch a 3-hour Raw every Monday. My hat is off to you. This was the first time, I was telling Goldie, this is my first time watching it live in a long time. I'll either watch it the next day or watch YouTube clips if I can't get to the whole episode. And I just was like, I'd forgotten how many commercials for the new Annabelle creation movie there's going to be. Yeah. And Crab Fest is going on, if you guys didn't catch it. So... God bless y'all. But I loved Great Balls of Fire, like I said at the beginning. I thought this Raw sort of drained some of the excitement for me. But hearing you guys talk about all the potential that they have for this build-up into SummerSlam brought me back into excitement. So I'm pumped. SummerSlam's always a great show, and there's a lot of pieces here that I think they can use to make a interesting, great, second biggest pay-per-view of the year.
Yeah. All right. I got 2 comments on that. I forgot one of them. I thought it was funny that he kept saying "God bless us" for that, although his rap name was Atheist. So there you go. That's kind of funny.
It's just a term.
Yeah, you know what? Yeah, you know what? It's a hollow compliment.
Yeah,
and we know you appreciate that.
In the South, they say "bless your heart," bless his heart.
Bless Utah, they make us say it after every sentence.
It's part of the law there. All right. I had something else to say there. Scott, we really appreciate you being on with us tonight, man. Thank you so much.
Oh, this was awesome.
Thanks, Scott.
I hope the audio sounds okay to everybody listening.
Yeah, little hum, but
they said they heard it.
It's okay. When we first started, we had little hums too. You'll get there, my friend. Final thoughts on the board. Great show, guys. I'm happy to see you growing. Also, Scott, which woman, past or current, in WWE would you bang?
Oh, of course, he's gonna do that.
All right.
Sorry, I heard the first half of the question.
He wants to know. He wants to know what WWE female star from the past or present would you sleep with?
Oh, obviously Luna.
Wow.
Vashon.
No, it's Stacy Keibler.
Okay. Keibler. Okay. Yeah, Keibler's on my top 5.
What's funny is
Mount Fuji.
Brian sent us a picture of Luna Vachon in the group thread like 3 hours ago.
That's funny,
that's great.
That is so fucking hilarious. All right.
Squad, man.
Okay, my final thoughts, guys, is this. As I said at the beginning of the show, I went back and I watched Great Balls of Fire again, and it wasn't as bad as I shit on. I still think the ending was garbage. I think tonight's Raw made up for a lot of things. I think it was a good, productive Monday Night Raw. And we always hear that we're coming out of the dull season right now. The kind of after Mania, let's kind of just
everybody's on vacation.
Yeah, creative's kind of lazy, and then they'll start to ramp it up right before SummerSlam, and apparently they're doing that. So kudos to WWE for I don't know, trying to walk a little bit. I guess I'm not saying you're running for the finish line. You're still kind of trotting, but it was a good Raw tonight. I enjoyed it. And I enjoyed having Scott on. I enjoyed having you boys on with me as always. And again, don't forget tomorrow night, Adam Baum doing the SmackDown show. I'm going to enjoy driving to Florida tomorrow night at 10 p.m. to make it there for tomorrow to go watch the full 4-week taping of the NXT broadcast at Full Sail.
4 weeks.
4 weeks worth of taping.
No spoilers when you get back.
I know it's going to be hard. It's going to be very difficult.
Marked out stuff.
I should get a marked out sign. Better than Noah's.
Little small one.
Yeah. All right, guys. Let's see. Atheist. Oh, at least I can cut a promo. Says Hot Dog. Oh, they're arguing on the board. Cool. You guys do your thing. Hey, as always, boys and girls, mark out like no one is watching.
I'll catch you on the flip side.
Marked Out Podcast is recorded, edited, distributed, and marketed at U-Record Studios in Charlotte, North Carolina. For more information on optimizing your podcast for increased listenership, check out U-Record on Facebook, Twitter, and email sales@urecordstudios.com or visit the website www.urecordstudios.com.
Yes! 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 Yes!
You're listening to the Electronic Media Collective Podcast Network. Yeah, it's a mouthful. For more great shows, visit electronicmediacollective.com.